Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and we've got an upper intermediate level lesson for you guys today. This one is all about a crime scene.
That's right. So we are going to be at a crime scene. We are with the police officers, and we're going to take a look at some very, very interesting and specific vocab to like police and a crime and all that.
That's right. So if you're a fan of the TV show CSI, or you like some of these investigation police work TV shows, this is a lesson for you.
That's right. So why don't we go and listen to the dialogue for the first time.
All right, Officer McGraw, give it to me straight. What are we looking at here?
Detective McGee, we're glad to see you. We could sure use your expertise on this one. It's a break-in, but nothing seems to have been stolen. We received a call from the Bear family at around 10:30 this morning. They'd gone out for a walk before breakfast and came home to this mess. Broken chairs and porridge all over the place. Apparently, Mama Bear had made the porridge a little too hot, you see. They were waiting for it to cool down.
Okay, then, let's start examining the evidence. Have the forensics team been in yet?
Yes, sir. They found some fingerprints on the bowls and are analyzing them back at the lab as we speak. Hopefully they will be able to identify the burglar soon.
Aha! What's this? A strand of golden hair. This is a very important piece of trace evidence, McGraw. It tells me the suspect has long golden hair, and very few men have long golden hair. So our criminal could be a woman.
A woman? Was she working alone? Did she have an accomplice?
An accomplice? No, McGraw. She was definitely working alone. See here, there are footprints in the porridge. Here on the floor, small footprints. This tells me that our suspect is small and could possibly be a child.
A child? Surely not, sir.
We must follow the clues, McGraw. The evidence doesn't lie. Now, let's reconstruct the crime. The suspect came in, sat in each chair, breaking the smallest one into little pieces. Next, the porridge. She obviously tried to eat it, and because it was so hot, she dropped it on the floor, making this mess. Interesting. These footprints seem to lead upstairs. McGraw, did your officers clear the scene?
Well, there was no one down here. And maybe we forgot to check upstairs.
Hey, what's with all the noise? I'm trying to sleep up here.
There she is. Get her!
All right, we're back. So a lot of interesting phrases there. They are obviously investigating a break-in.
Okay, a break-in, yeah. So someone broke into this family's house, so they have to investigate the evidence and some of the things that were left behind.
So now why don't we take a look on language takeaway, some of the specific words they used.
Language takeaway.
All right, the first word that we have is forensics, the forensics team.
Forensics team. So a forensics team is a team at a police department or a police station that studies the things that are left behind after a crime.
All right, so that team goes and collects the evidence.
So you could look at hair or fingerprints or footprints, things like that. A forensics team is kind of like a team that puts together puzzle pieces, trying to figure out what the story was.
So, as you said, the TV show CSI, the whole show revolves around, follows a group of forensic scientists who go to crime scenes and look at blood and different pieces of evidence that are left behind.
Very cool. So one piece of evidence that a forensics team might look at is a fingerprint.
That's right, a fingerprint. Or in the dialogue, we found fingerprints, the plural form.
Okay, so for example, if you go to a police station because the police think that you have committed a crime, the police will take your fingerprints. That means they'll put your fingers into ink, and they will make you push your fingers onto a piece of paper to see what your fingers look like.
That's right. So our fingerprints have a unique pattern. Everyone has different fingerprints. There are no two fingerprints alike in the world, right?
Right. So it's kind of like a form of identification.
Very good. That's right. So that is your fingerprint. So moving on, we talked about fingerprints now, the scientists who are investigating the crime scene, and they are talking about a very important piece of trace evidence.
Okay, well, let's look first at the second word there. We've got the word evidence. So evidence is something that is usually physical, like a piece of clothing or hair, that can be used against someone when we're trying to prove that they have committed a crime.
Right. So, for example, a weapon or fingerprints, all that is evidence.
Okay, so Marco, what's the difference between evidence and trace evidence?
Well, as you'd notice, you have the specific word there, trace. And to trace means to follow or
to connect, maybe.
To connect, right? So what you're doing here is you are taking this evidence to follow or connect the person that committed the crime. So, for example, fingerprints lets you know who committed the crime.
Oh, okay. Or maybe if you have blood, you can find out who did this crime.
Right.
But what about like a broken window?
Well, that's just evidence. That just lets you know how the crime was committed, maybe how they got into the house.
But not who did it.
But not who did it, right?
Okay, so trace evidence helps you connect the crime to the person who committed the crime.
Mm-hmm. And, well, moving on, we found that very important piece of trace evidence, which was a piece of, or a strand of golden hair. And the police officer said, well, this tells me that the suspect has long golden hair. So, a suspect.
Okay, this word it looks exactly the same as the word to suspect.
Mm-hmm.
But be careful because we say these two words in different ways.
So, to suspect, that's a verb.
That's right. So, I suspect Marco did it.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I think or I imagine.
Right. Whereas a suspect, a noun, a suspect,
is a person. So the person who we think or the person who the police think committed a crime.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so for example, we're talking about some trace evidence like long blonde hair. That means the suspect is probably a woman and is probably blonde.
Very good. And it's interesting that you use the verb to suspect and a suspect, all because you're not sure yet. So this person may have committed the crime or may not.
That's right. So we have to wait until the trial. We have to wait until we prove this person is guilty before we can say that they actually committed the crime.
Very good. Okay. And, well, you have a suspect, and usually you also have somebody who is an accomplice to the crime or to the suspect.
Okay, so a suspect, as we said, is a person. It's a noun. So is an accomplice.
Mm-hmm.
So accomplice is a suspect's helper.
Right. So basically, if you're robbing a bank and I wait outside in the car, right, while you're robbing the bank, then I am an accomplice.
That's right. And under most laws, you could be sentenced to jail.
Right. So the accomplice usually doesn't commit the crime, right? You robbed the bank, but I just waited outside in the car to drive you out. So I didn't rob the bank.
Right, but sometimes accomplices do also have guns and shoot people or knives. So an accomplice is basically just the helper of the criminal, but they can get in trouble too.
Right. So basically it's a person that helps out and knows about the crime but didn't tell the police about it. Right?
Exactly.
That's a really important aspect. Okay. So a lot of interesting words there, all related to crimes. Why don't we move on now to a couple of different phrases that we have prepared for you on Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, I like this first phrase. It's a phrase you might hear a lot, actually, in police shows. Mm-hmm. Give it to me straight.
Give it to me straight. Actually, also, you can use it when you're just talking to someone and they're like hesitant, right? Like, I don't know how to tell you this, but...
I'm not so sure. I don't think you're going to like what I have to say.
So I can just say, okay, come on, just give it to me straight.
Okay, I don't like your shirt. No, I'm just kidding. It's a nice shirt. But what you're basically asking for is the person to say, be honest with me.
Be direct.
Be direct. Straight can mean both of those things. Mm-hmm. Honest or straightforward or quick. You don't want someone to go around and say lots of different things.
So I guess, yeah, that does make sense. Give it to me straight maybe comes from straightforward. Mm-hmm. So to be straightforward is to not hesitate to just say something directly and honestly.
Exactly.
Okay. So moving on to our next phrase, McGraw is talking about the bowls. And he said, well, they are analyzing them back at the lab as we speak.
As we speak. Okay, so this is actually a phrase that refers to time. So in this instance, what he's basically saying is right now. They're being analyzed right now or
Okay.
in this moment.
So it's a way of indicating that something is happening at this very moment.
Exactly. So I could say, did you know that the president is giving a speech as we speak?
Okay, so that means the president is talking right now
Exactly.
as we speak. Okay, very good phrase. Now, moving on to our third phrase, Detective McGee was talking about reconstructing the crime. He said, let's reconstruct the crime.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you watch these crime TV shows like Dexter or CSI. This is my favorite part
Right.
because they tell you exactly what they believe happened. So to reconstruct means to build again or to recreate, to create again. So basically they start at the beginning and they pretend to follow what happened during
Right.
the crime.
So that's basically the verb to reconstruct, to rebuild, recreate. Okay, reconstruct the crime. Very good. And what about our last phrase?
Okay, so our last phrase is, again, a very typical police phrase. You hear this a lot when there's been a crime or on TV when they're talking about the scene of the crime. That means the place where the crime happened. And the police say, we need to clear the scene. Or, did the officers clear the scene? So to clear means to empty out.
Right, but they're not talking about emptying out the evidence or removing everything from the house. They're just saying to remove people, right?
Right.
Or obstructions.
Exactly. And why is it that a police officer would want to make all the people go away?
Well, because you don't want people stepping on the evidence or maybe putting their fingerprints all over the place.
Right. So it's very important that the officers, the police officers, clear the scene so that they can start their investigation.
Right. Very good. A lot of interesting phrases there. I think we should go back. Why don't we listen to the dialogue for the last time, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about this really interesting topic.
All right, Officer McGraw, give it to me straight. What are we looking at here?
Detective McGee, we're glad to see you. We could sure use your expertise on this one. It's a break-in, but nothing seems to have been stolen. We received a call from the Bear family at around 10:30 this morning. They had gone out for a walk before breakfast and came home to this mess. Broken chairs and porridge all over the place. Apparently Mama Bear had made the porridge a little too hot, you see. They were waiting for it to cool down.
Okay, then, let's start examining the evidence. Have the forensics team been in yet?
Yes, sir. They found some fingerprints on the bowls and are analyzing them back at the lab as we speak. Hopefully they will be able to identify the burglar soon.
Aha! What's this? A strand of golden hair. This is a very important piece of trace evidence, McGraw. It tells me the suspect has long golden hair, and very few men have long golden hair. So our criminal could be a woman.
A woman? Was she working alone? Did she have an accomplice?
An accomplice? No, McGraw. She was definitely working alone. See here, there are footprints in the porridge. Here on the floor, small footprints. This tells me that our suspect is small, and could possibly be a child.
A child? Surely not, sir.
We must follow the clues, McGraw. The evidence doesn't lie. Now, let's reconstruct the crime. The suspect came in, sat in each chair, breaking the smallest one into little pieces. Next, the porridge. She obviously tried to eat it, and because it was so hot, she dropped it on the floor, making this mess. Interesting. These footprints seem to lead upstairs. McGraw, did your officers clear the scene?
Well, there was no one down here. And maybe we forgot to check upstairs.
Hey, what's with all the noise? I'm trying to sleep up here.
There she is! Get her!
So you mentioned a couple of different shows such as Dexter and CSI. Do you watch any of these shows?
I do. I'm a big fan of Dexter.
Dexter.
And Dexter, as you know, works at a police station in Miami, and his character is in forensics. He analyzes blood.
Right. He's like a blood expert.
Yes.
But it's interesting because he commits crimes himself. So he uses his knowledge to help him to not get caught.
Right. So he's both a criminal and he's a police officer.
But he's kind of like a superhero criminal, right? Because he doesn't kill for fun or pleasure. He just takes out people who kind of deserve it, right?
Yes, but he does kind of do it for pleasure because he's obsessed. He can't not kill. So instead of killing good people, he decides he will only ever kill bad people.
It's a really good show. I've watched a couple of episodes, and it's very, very good. The same as CSI. There are a couple of different versions. There's CSI Miami, New York, and Las Vegas. But my favorite is Las Vegas. It's very, very good.
And also Law and Order.
I've watched a couple of episodes of Law and Order. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they often talk about forensics because they have both parts. They have the police part and the law part with the lawyers who have to use the evidence in court. Very interesting.
And there's also, forensic scientists, they take a look at the evidence, but I think also they examine the body back at the morgue, right?
That's right. They look at the body to find out what happened to the body. This is all a part of reconstructing the crime.
So this person is also sometimes called a coroner, right?
Okay, the person who analyzes the body.
It's pretty scary though if you think about it, having to analyze a body. After, I don't know.
I think you have to be very experienced, doctor.
It's a very interesting. I don't even know how somebody becomes a forensic scientist, for example.
Oh,
Do you
can
study
go to
this
school
at school?
for it? Yeah, they have lots of forensic programs.
I think I saw on Discovery Channel they have a reality TV show about students, forensic students, and they're actually taken to real crime scenes, and then they get eliminated one by one.
I'll have to look it up. Well, I'm curious to know, have you ever heard of this before, forensic science or forensic anthropology? There are lots of people who study this and who do this as a job. And if you're not interested in that, maybe you could tell us about what kind of crime drama TV shows you like, because we certainly love them here.
Hey, Liam, did you bring your apron? The community art room smells like fresh paint.
I did, but whoa, what happened to the big mural? There's paint on the floor and glitter everywhere.
We came to teach a friendly English lesson, and we walked into a mini mystery.
Give it to me straight, partner. Are we turning into detectives again?
Just friendly ones. Let's use this situation to practice real-life English. We'll keep it natural.
Deal. Step 1, clear the scene. Folks, could you give us a little space?
Nice. Clear the scene means ask people to step back so we don't mess up any clues.
Look at the floor. Blue footprints leading toward the storage closet.
And here's a scrap of gold ribbon. That could be evidence, something that helps us understand what happened.
Is a ribbon really evidence?
It can be. And if it connects a specific person to the scene, like a unique hair or a fiber, that's trace evidence, a small clue that links someone to an event.
Trace evidence. Got it. Oh, check the table. A plastic glove with purple paint on the fingers.
Seriously, if this were a real investigation, the forensics team would collect the glove and analyze it in a lab.
Meanwhile, we would drink tea and act smart on camera.
Maybe. Hey, look at the mural. Only the bottom corner is smudged, like someone moved the canvas and bumped wet paint.
So was it a break-in or just a messy morning?
Let's not jump to conclusions. We need to identify the problem first. Are the missing items missing or just relocated?
The sign says, Grand Opening Saturday. Today is Thursday. Maybe someone was preparing decorations.
That makes sense, but the glitter storm still feels suspicious.
Quick, English drill. Label the clue. Ribbon.
Evidence. If it connects to a person, trace evidence.
Glove with paint.
Evidence. Possible fingerprints inside the glove.
Footprints.
Evidence. Size and color can help identify a suspect.
Speaking of words, what's the difference between suspect, the noun, and suspect, the verb?
As a noun, a suspect is the person we think did something. As a verb, to suspect means to believe or guess something might be true. Example, I suspect the art teacher is our suspect.
That sentence does everything.
Also, accomplice means helper in a crime. But in a non-crime situation, we can joke and say, my accomplice in cake eating.
You're my accomplice in glitter cleanup, then.
Let's reconstruct what happens step by step. First, someone brought in glitter and a gold ribbon for decorations. Second, they put on a glove, moved the canvas a little, and smudged the wet corner.
Third, they stepped in blue paint and walked to the storage closet, leaving footprints.
Fourth, maybe they grabbed more tape or another brush, then left the closet slightly open.
As we speak, the paint is still drying, so this happened recently.
Thanks. Now, we still need to identify who did this. But let's stay friendly. No blaming.
Agreed. Before we ask anyone questions, quick pronunciation for learners. Say fingerprints.
Fingerprints. Clear and crisp.
Now say evidence, forensics, accomplice, and identify.
Evidence. Forensics. Accomplice. And identify.
Great. Soft C in forensics and stress on den in evidence.
Should we interview each other as practice? You be the witness, I'll be the friendly detective.
Okay, begin.
Hello, thanks for your time. Could you describe what you noticed near the mural this morning?
I noticed glitter on the table and the glove with purple paint on the fingers. I also heard the storage door click.
Did you see anyone carrying a box or a roll of ribbon?
I think I saw someone with a gold ribbon, but I'm not sure who. It happened quickly.
No problem. Thanks for your patience. One last thing. Did you move the canvas?
No, I didn't touch it. I was mixing colors for the kids' corner.
Great! Thanks for your help.
That felt polite and clear. Good language to copy in real life.
Now you question me.
Hi there. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Give it to me straight. Did you step in blue paint?
Actually, yes, but not today. Last week, I spilled during cleanup practice.
So those footprints aren't yours?
Mine were dark blue. These are light blue. Different brand.
Ah. Okay, art detective. Let's keep going.
More clues. A roll of tape on the chair and a tiny sticky note on the back of the canvas that says, move to hallway at 11.
There it is, the plan. Someone intended to move it. Maybe it wasn't a crime. It was a schedule change.
Still, the smudge happened. Our job, learn English, fix the problem, and be kind to the person who made the mess.
Perfect mantra. Toolbox English for helpers. Could you hold this steady? Pass me the tape, please.
And apology phrases. Sorry for the mix-up. Thanks for your patience.
Listen, the closet door just clicked again.
Probably the air, but let's check.
It's just storage. Brushes, rollers, and hey, matching gold ribbon right here.
So the ribbon matches the scrap on the floor. That supports our reconstruction.
We still shouldn't accuse anyone. In English, we can say, I suspect it happened during setup instead of you did it.
That's kinder and safer.
Also, if someone helped move the canvas, we could joke, the accomplice, and then smile so they know we're friendly.
Humor helps people relax.
Let's do a mini speaking workout. Repeat after us. Short, fast lines.
What did you notice?
What did you notice?
Could you describe it?
Could you describe it?
Nice rhythm. Now vocabulary bingo. I name a word, you explain it in one quick line.
Hit me.
Forensics.
A scientific way to study evidence after an incident, usually in a lab.
Fingerprints.
Unique marks from your fingers that can identify you.
Trace evidence.
Tiny clues like hair or fibers that link a person to a place.
Suspect.
The person we think might have done something, or the verb to suspect, meaning to believe it.
Reconstruct.
To rebuild the story step by step from the clues.
Identify.
To discover who or what something is.
Excellent. Now let's fix the smudge and get the mural ready.
I'll mix a small batch of the same purple. Could you hold the canvas steady?
Holding. Light touch only.
Brushing, feathering the edge, and done.
Looks clean. Crisis avoided.
What about the glitter spill?
I'll sweep first, then mop. Language tip. To sweep up, to wipe down, to mop up, and to throw away.
We sweep up the glitter, wipe down the table, mop up the paint, and throw away the used gloves.
Perfect phrasal verbs. Real-life English at work.
It's funny, a small mess can teach a lot of language if you slow down and talk through it.
Exactly. When you notice something, say it out loud in English. I see footprints. I smell paint. I hear the door click.
Before we wrap up, one more fast drill. I'll give a clue, you make a full sentence.
I'm ready.
Clue, glove with purple paint.
We found a glove with purple paint, which could help identify who worked near the mural.
Clue, blue footprints to the closet.
The blue footprints led us to the closet, so we checked it for supplies and matching paint.
Clue, sticky note that says, move to hallway at 11.
The note explained the plan, so we reconstructed the steps and realized it wasn't a break-in.
Nice, simple, clear.
What final phrases should learners remember?
Try these. Give it to me straight, as we speak, clear the scene, and identify the cause.
And polite lines. Sorry for the mix-up. Thanks for your patience. Could you help me for a minute?
One mindset tip, be kind before you judge. Most mysteries are simple mistakes.
True. Our suspect turned out to be the schedule.
The only accomplice was gravity, pulling glitter everywhere.
Next time, we investigate cake and coffee.
As long as the evidence is edible.
All right, our mural is fixed, the room is clean, and we turned a small chaos into a useful lesson.
Listeners, thanks for joining us. Keep noticing, keep asking clear questions, and keep practicing out loud.
May your day be calm, your projects shine, and your English grow stronger with every little clue.
Case closed, in the nicest way. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our English lesson. And take a slow breath with me and feel safe, because tonight we learn clear and simple English about a police story. And we do it with a calm heart, easy rhythm, short lines, and warm energy, like we are live together in one room with lights on and friendly faces all around. And every word will help you speak with confidence in real life. Our topic is a crime scene, and that means the place where a crime happened. And our goal is to use small, strong words that you can remember fast and use at once. Words like break-in, burglar, evidence, trace evidence, fingerprints, strand of hair, footprints, suspect, accomplice, identify, reconstruct the crime, clear the scene, give it to me. Straight, forensics, team, lab, coroner, and morgue. And we will hold each word gently, show the meaning with soft pictures, and keep your mind relaxed so your voice can grow. A crime scene can be a house, a room, a yard, a store, or any place where a wrong act happened. And a break-in means someone went inside a house or room without permission, maybe through a door or a window. And a burglar is the person who does that act. And the police come and look for facts, and those facts are called evidence. And evidence can be many things, like a broken window, a hot bowl, a chair on the floor, or a mark on the wall. But there is a special kind of evidence that can point to a person, and that is called trace evidence. And it can be a fingerprint, a small hair, a bit of skin, a drop of blood, or a tiny fiber from a shirt. And this small thing can help the police identify the person who was in the room. And identify means to find who the person is. The police also use a simple phrase to ask for a direct report. Give it to me straight. And this means speak honest and clear now, do not add extra words, and sometimes they add another time phrase, as we speak, and that means right now in this moment, like the team is checking the bowls in the lab as we speak. And a lab is a workroom where tests happen, and the team who studies the small things is called the forensics team, and they collect and study the evidence. And then a coroner may study a body at the morgue if a person has died. And the morgue is a cool room where bodies are kept so the facts can be found with respect and care. Before the team can work, the lead officer says, "Clear the scene." And this means people must move out so no one steps on the floor and leaves new prints, and no one touches a bowl or a chair and leaves new marks. And the room stays quiet, and then the work can start. Later, the lead detective may say, "Let us reconstruct the crime," and reconstruct means build again, like a simple play of what they think happened first, next, and last, and this helps them see the path of the person and the timeline of the act. Now hold a small story in your mind so the new words can stick like small stars in a dark sky. A family leaves the house early in the morning for a short walk before breakfast, and the kitchen has 3 bowls of porridge on the table. 1 bowl very hot, 1 warm, 1 just right. And the family wants the porridge to cool down, so they go out for fresh air. Later they come back and find a mess, a chair broken on the floor, porridge on the table and on the ground, little marks here and there, and they feel worried, so they call the police. And the officers arrive and clear the scene. And the forensics team comes with calm steps, and they take pictures, they move slowly, and they lift some fingerprints from the bowls, and they put each print in a small bag, and they say, "We will analyze these back at the lab." And one officer says, "We are doing it as we speak." Before the team can work, the lead officer says, "Clear the scene." And this means people must move out so no one steps on the floor and leaves new prints, and no one touches a bowl or a chair and leaves new marks. And the room stays quiet, and then the work can start. Later, the lead detective may say, "Let us reconstruct the crime." And reconstruct means build again, like a simple play of what they think happened first, next, and last. And this helps them see the path of the person and the timeline of the act. The lead detective walks in and says, "Give it to me straight. What are we looking at?" And an officer says, "It looks like a break-in, but nothing was stolen." And then the detective sees a small, bright strand of golden hair on the table near the warm bowl. And the detective says, "This is trace evidence. It can help us identify the person who sat here." And they also see tiny footprints on the floor near the broken chair, small and light, not big and heavy. And the room is quiet as they think. The detective says the suspect sat in different chairs and tried the porridge. And suspect here is a noun. It means the person we think did the act. And to suspect is a verb. It means to think or believe that someone did a thing. And both words are common. But the sound is different in a sentence, and now the team writes the words down and keeps going. Before the team can work, the lead officer says, "Clear the scene," and this means people must move out, so no one steps on the floor and leaves new prints, and no one touches a bowl or a chair and leaves new marks, and the room stays quiet, and then the work can start. Later, the lead detective may say, "Let us reconstruct the crime." And reconstruct means build again, like a simple play of what they think happened first, next, and last. And this helps them see the path of the person and the timeline of the act. The detective looks for an accomplice, and an accomplice is a helper in a crime, like a driver who waits in a car while the first person goes inside.
But the signs in this room show only one set of small footprints, so it seems there was no helper, no accomplice. And the detective says, "We will reconstruct the crime step by step." And they speak in a soft, steady voice so the team stays calm and focused. They draw a path on paper, the door, the table, the chairs, the stairs, and they write each action in a clear line, and their mind feels clean and strong. Now, let your mouth practice the main words with a soft beat, so the shape of each sound becomes easy. Crime scene, break-in, burglar, evidence, trace evidence, fingerprint, strand of hair, footprint, suspect, accomplice, identify, clear the scene, reconstruct the crime, give it to me straight, as we speak, forensics team, lab, coroner, morgue, and feel how your tongue moves and rests and moves again, like walking slowly on a safe road. You can use many of these words in daily life too, not only in a police story, and that is very useful for fluency. When you want someone to be honest and fast, you can say, "Give it to me straight." And when you talk about a task that is in progress now, you can say, "We are doing it as we speak." And when you need a room to be empty so you can work, you can say, "Please clear the room," a soft version of "clear the scene." And when you tell a story and want to rebuild the steps, you can say, "Let us reconstruct what happened. First we cooked, next we ate, last we cleaned." And this simple structure makes your talk strong and easy to follow. Let us add very short sample lines so your brain has easy hooks. The officers found evidence on the table. The lab will identify the fingerprints. The detective will reconstruct the crime. The team must clear the scene before work. Give it to me straight, please. The forensics team is testing the cups as we speak. The suspect has small footprints. There was no accomplice. A strand of hair was on the chair. The burglar made a mess in the kitchen. Each line is short, friendly, and ready for your real voice. Now feel another small story, told slowly so your mouth can copy the music of easy English. 2 officers stand near the door and keep the room safe. The detective walks with a notebook. The forensics team wears gloves and picks up tiny things. One tech takes a photo of the prints. One tech lifts the hair with clear tape. One tech writes the time on a label, and the team speaks in a low tone so no one breaks focus. And outside the house, a car is quiet, and the day is bright and still, and the family waits with warm tea in their hands. The detective says, "We will not guess. We will follow the facts." And they write a plan. And later they send the prints to the lab to compare with a big list. And this big list helps them match the lines in a finger. And every person has different lines, so a match can be strong. The lab will identify the fingerprints. The detective will reconstruct the crime. The team must clear the scene before work. Give it to me straight, please. The forensics team is testing the cups as we speak. The suspect has small footprints. There was no accomplice. A strand of hair was on the chair. The burglar made a mess in the kitchen. Each line is short, friendly, and ready for your real voice. The next day, a report comes back, and the lab can identify a pattern, and the report says the prints are small and not in the big list, so maybe the person is a child, and the detective adds that note to the page and keeps going. The team looks at the broken chair and sees how it fell, and they look at the bowls and see how the hot bowl had more porridge on the floor, and they draw the steps, sit, taste, drop, move, try again, and the story becomes simple. In your daily practice, you can hold a kind rule for memory. Say the big group word first, then the small example, and your brain will smile. Say evidence, then say fingerprint. Say trace evidence, then say strand of hair. Say team, then say forensics team. Say test room, then say lab. Say honest report, then say give it to me straight. Say time now, then say as we speak. Say plan the story again, then say reconstruct the crime. And this pairing helps your mind make strong links with light effort. Crime scene is the place of the act. Evidence is the facts we can see. Trace evidence can point to a person. Fingerprints are the lines on the skin of your fingers. A strand is one long, thin hair. Footprints are the marks from feet on the ground. A suspect is the person we think did it. An accomplice is a helper. Identify means find who. Forensics team studies the small things. The lab is where tests happen. A coroner studies a body. The morgue is where bodies rest. Clear the scene means make the room empty of people. Reconstruct the crime means build the steps again. Give it to me straight means speak direct and honest. As we speak means right now. Look, note, bag, label, test, match, report, and place each one in a simple line like this. We look at the bowl. We note the time. We bag the hair. We label the bag. We test the print. We match the lines. We write a report, and the story is clear. This small chain is easy to say and gives your mouth a steady path. Now build your own mini-script for a short speaking warm-up at home. Today, I will tell you what happened. First, there was a break-in. The burglar made a mess. The police came and cleared the scene. The forensics team took fingerprints and a strand of hair. They tested the items at the lab as we speak and later sent a report. The detective said, "Give it to me straight." The officer told the facts. They reconstructed the crime step by step. They found small footprints. They had a suspect, and there was no accomplice. They will identify the person soon. The family feels safe again. This script is short, but you can read it 3 times, slow, normal, and a little faster, and each time your mouth learns more. To close our warm lesson, hold one more picture so the words feel alive. A quiet stare at the back of the room, light dust on the steps, small marks in the dust, a window that swings a little, a spoon on the table with a drop of sweet porridge, the broken chair in 2 pieces, a soft gold hair in the morning sun, and kind hands that work slowly and carefully, and a leader who uses simple words so the whole team stays calm, and you, the learner, who breathes slow and says each new word with trust, and feels how simple English can carry a strong story from start to end. Keep the set in your pocket now and repeat it like a soft song when you walk or sit on a bus. Crime scene, break-in, burglar, evidence, trace evidence, fingerprint, strand, footprint, suspect, accomplice, identify, clear the scene, reconstruct the crime, give it to me straight, as we speak, forensics team, lab, coroner, morgue, and feel the quiet power of short words, because short words can do big work. And your voice can do big work too when you keep the body calm and the heart warm and the sentences small and clear. And you are doing it right now, and I am proud of you. Carry this lesson into your day and let it help you speak with simple grace, because your English is growing like a light on a soft morning, and you are ready for the next step. The detective said, "Give it to me straight." The officer told the facts. They reconstructed the crime step by step. They found small footprints. They had a suspect, and there was no accomplice. They will identify the person soon. The family feels safe again. This script is short, but you can read it 3 times. Slow, normal, and a little faster. And each time, your mouth learns more.